Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mighty High's World. This is episode 48, and the last episode we got rid of a couple of things. One being the enchanting table setup we did right when we started this world, and we also got rid of the temple jungle that was behind me, but there's just a massive crater in the world in the floor now. So it was over here, but we've just got a massive crater here. And we also, if I can fly, we also planned out a wall that is going to go all the way around our base. But since then I've done some work on planning some other things, and I haven't done much. I've just literally put a few blocks here to plan in. This massive square here is basically going to be like a space station slash airfield, and yes, it's going to be above ground to fit with the lore of this base. Basically nothing can really live on the ground, so it's going to be on the floor, above the floor, shall I say, or hovering above the floor, so we can have like massive I don't know, levitation fields or something we can build underneath here to make it look like it's floating. And I'd also need to do the same on all these 4 pillars as well. As we've already established, these pillars or these bases, platforms on the top, are for the different elements. So we've got that in our base as well. Obviously the red is fire, the blue is water, and then we've got lightning for yellow and earth for brown, because I just thought I'd be different. And also we need to get rid of this, and one other thing in the blue section is this so-called cactus farm, which doesn't work at the moment for whatever reason. Whether I built it wrong or something's happened with the updates, I'm really not sure, but this doesn't seem to want to work anymore. So this is going to have to go, and the old iron farm over there is going to have to go. But for now, I think we're going to be starting on the blue platform today, because have I got something for you? So if we just fly down here quickly, we have, if you can hear them already, a few villagers in here. We have about 5 or 6 villagers. My bad, we have 9 villagers in here. I think I showed you these last episode, but these librarians have pretty decent trades. I mean, this guy's got a silk touch for 3 emeralds, and this guy's got depth strider, which isn't as good, but we can unlock him and see what else he has. This guy has looting free for 27 emeralds, but we can get that down cheaper as well using a trick. This guy is our efficiency guy with 13 emeralds and a book, which is still fairly cheap. And this guy is the cream of the crop with mending at 12. I know you can get it cheaper than that, but this guy's an old villager, and these 2 farmers are old as well. So these 2 guys here, are going to be going away from this place into a villager breeder. Oh, what's going on here? Keep getting that lag. Into a villager breeder, and we're going to build it up here, because I have some plans. So not only are we going to have a villager breeder up here, but we're also going to be funneling the villagers all the way down here into this place here. Shouldn't have done that. Into this place here where we're going to have a trading hall. And do you like your little hole, fella? Oh yeah, it's a good little hole, isn't it? Yeah, if you're wondering why he's not running away from me, I've fed him some fish so they don't run away from you. But you still can't tame them like other animals, which is kind of annoying. So, let's get on with the episode and away from distractions. So what I need to do first is get rid of this and everything to do with it. And then we need to build our villager breeder up to that point or higher, because we need a good 80 blocks or so away from the villager breeder to the trading hall in order for the villagers not to get confused or to misplace their workstation. So yeah, I'll explain that later once we get on with the video, but for now I think it's safe to say that we can get rid of this at least, so I'll do that and then come back to you. Alright, so I've now cleared this area, or the cactus farm that was here. Don't worry, I will build another one somewhere else, but for now I am going to be building a villager breeder here. So this is all the resources I got from demolishing that, so quite a few to be fair. And in my inventory is pretty much all the resources you will need to be building this thing. So that's dirt. I've got some building blocks. I'm using white concrete and blue concrete. Then we've got some water, some dirt, as I've just said, about 4 or 5 beds, and then some composters, because we want the villagers to be breeding, so they want to be chucking food around. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this won't be quite centre with what we've got here because of the way it is. It's a 32 by 32 circle and we only want one block in the centre, so this will be our centre block. So we want to go 4 blocks out in each direction. That's because we're going to have a water source in the middle there, so that's 4 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the other sides like this. And then last one here, 2, 3, 4. So we've got that. Now we can get rid of that, and now what we want to do is just fill this in so it's a complete 9 by 9 square basically. So I'll do that quickly. Alright, so we've got our square in now. So what we want to do is, I'm just using this as a marker block. We basically want to mark 1 block away from the outside like this, because this is going to be where the villagers are going to be dropping from, and then we want to build the outside area from this point onwards. So I'm going to get some glass from down here, and we can start building up some kind of rudimentary platform for it. I'll get doing this and catch you once I've done something. Alright, so I've built a outline for this now. I'm using blue glass, but you can use whatever block you like. It doesn't really matter. So we've got 1 away from the outside of the dirt, and then we build it over there, so that's 2 blocks. And then what we want to do is we want to fill in this section here with a block as well, so any 2 tall villager won't be able to get away from this 9 by 9 block of dirt we've got here. As you can see, I'm running and pushing forward and I can't even get out. So this is so that only the baby villagers actually end up down there, and not any of the villagers you've got for breeding, essentially is what's happening here. And yes, I know I just broke that glass without silk touch, and that probably annoys some of you, so I'll try not to do that anymore. So I'm just going around like so, and then what we really ideally want to do is put trapdoors around here as well, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'll leave that step for now, but it's advisable but not necessary per se. So now we've got this, what we want to do is get our composters, and we want to be putting the composters in the floor really, like this. You can put them on top. Don't think it matters too much, to be honest with you, but I'm just going to be putting them in the floor like this. This is the workstation for the villagers, because as we know from 1.14, they don't just need to bed, but they also need a workstation as well. And then I'm only using 2 beds here, so we're going to be placing 2 beds down like so, because there'll be 2 villagers here and they need sleep. So what we do with the other beds is we put them outside of the main platform here so that they can detect the beds and think that another villager can get to it, but they obviously can't because it'd be outside this border. That's essentially what we're going to be doing, but I also need to build up the roof of this as well and also get the villagers in, but I've got a bit more to do here. So the next thing we want to do really is probably get let's use a stairs actually, and waterlog a stair like so. So we put a stair there and then we put water in there, so that can give moisture to all these blocks around it, and then we need to get a hoe and hoe these and put some crops here. So let's do that. Alright, so I've got a hoe now and I've also got some trapdoors as well, so let's just hoe this ground like so for now. And yeah, so as you can see, they're not going turning into dirt because this water source here in the stairs is actually moisturizing all of this dirt, believe it or not. I know it's quite a big area for dirt to be waterlogged or whatever you want to call it, but that's just the way the game works, and you can probably guess that when a villager jumps out of bed it's probably going to trample some of this as well, so you might lose a couple of blocks, especially with the composter as well. So the next thing I need to do is basically put these trapdoors in, and I don't think I can put them in like this, so I'm going to have to break this glass. So it's probably a good idea to put the trapdoors in before you put this layer of glass in to trap the villagers in there, but I'm just being dumb and just forgot to get them, to be fair with you. So let's put these trapdoors in and I'll catch you once I've done that. Alright, so we've got our trapdoors in now, and I've also put this layer of glass in. Oh, I forgot a layer, section even, shall I say. So let's just do that quickly. So now that I've done that, the baby villagers will see this as a block because the trapdoors are there, but they'll hopefully just walk past it and then fall down there where we have a collection system. So now we've done this, I've only got 2 potatoes on me at the moment, but basically what you want to do is you want to fill this whole area with food. Either I find potatoes better, but some people also say carrots are good as well. So either potatoes or carrots, really, anything that will feed a villager essentially. So I'm just going to be bone mealing some potatoes so I can fill this in, and I'll get back to you once I've done this. Alright, so as you can see, we've got our crops down on the ground now. I've used some bone meal to bone meal these or whatever I had spare. So it's also probably also a good idea to have some kind of light in here as well. Although I'm fairly certain mobs don't spawn on farmland, but it's probably a good idea just in case anything does happen to spawn on here. So now we've got some light in here. The next thing we really need to do is get the villagers in here. So wherever your villagers are, you will probably have to get them here. My villagers are right down there. So I'm going to have to get a minecart all the way up here, and yeah, it's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's advisable to get them in now, so that they can start breeding. Yeah, so it's advisable to get them in now so they can start breeding, because they only really breed during the right first thing in the morning from my testing. I think they can also breed at night as well, but from what I can gather, they only really breed or produce a baby during the morning or this time of day where the sun's basically there up to about that point there. So I need to be careful because there's creepers there as well, but also need to get the 2 farmer villagers I have in here out there without throwing my stuff on the floor and without getting attacked by these zombies. So I need to build a massive rail cart going all the way up, which means I probably need to get some rails as well, because I'm not entirely sure if I've got many. So let's get rid of these creepers first, and then we can actually get on with building this rail. And you can go as well. Thank you, sir. Alright, so we've got a rail leading from where our villagers are all the way up. And these are powered rails as well, so it's pretty expensive if you don't have the gold. I've used about over a stack of gold for this, let's put it that way. So yeah, I've got the rail basically going from the villagers all the way up here, and then I've had to go underneath this breeder just for now anyway, and then up here leading to about here, and then I can push them off. Because my villagers are already in a cart, it won't really matter, to be fair with you. So I can just leave them up here and then push them in there and then get them out the cart that way. So let's try and get our first villager up there. Hopefully he actually plays ball, but working with villagers is always an annoying prospect. So you do have to be somewhat careful, to be fair with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break you, and then we're basically going to have... Oh, no, not fireworks. Going to have a rail just leading out here. I'll probably put a couple of powered rails in there, just so it's a bit faster. So let's put you there and power you. Oh, my last lever. Ta-da! So now we push you onto here, and what I need to do though is get some glass, put you there and get rid of that so the villagers don't leave this place. I think it hurts them now when you use a glass block like that, but unfortunately, oh no, it doesn't. Fair enough. I was going to say unfortunately I can't really help it because I don't want them villagers getting out. One of them's already got out, let's put it that way. And he's getting up there pretty fast. So this is our first villager up here. So now we can just push him in there like so. And trample the crops, obviously. Then we can jump up. And we can get our next villager. Luckily he as well is also in a cart. So shouldn't take too long hopefully. So we can break that. Put that back just so these guys don't leave, and what we can do actually is link them two together and break one of them so he doesn't leave, because we want to keep you, our mending villager. You ain't going into the fray of the villager breeder, let's put it that way. So then we can power that rail. I've just put it in the wrong place. There we go, power that, and then he should be off too. Indeed he is. So now we can cover this back up. I think I will just use glass just because it's easier, and then we can fly up there. And let's get up there like so. And there we go. So now we can push this guy in there as well. Like that. Oh, what is it? Oh no. I thought it was on the torch then. I was like, that doesn't happen. And then what we need to do is cover that up again, put some potatoes, put our potato back, and get these guys out the cart. So I'm going to use F3 and B to check the hitbox of the cart, and 3, 2, 1, you're free. What? Okay. 3, 2, 1, you're free! Yay! And this guy, and they both should start farming fairly soon. And some of these crops have already grown, so that's pretty cool. Yep, you found your bed, that's cool as well. So let's cover this up like so, plant you back. And then basically it's a waiting game to see if these guys actually breed. But it looks like they're wanting to do something. I mean, what you could do as well is... Ah, that didn't happen. Is that a mob down there? What is that? Huh? Eh? Okay, then I've got a wandering trader here. Let's get the hitboxes off. Hello? Did your llama just like fall to his death? I think he did. And that, what a strange place for a wandering trader to actually spawn. These guys are always in my videos, but let's see what this guy's got. Oh, coral. That might actually be worth buying, to be fair. At 3 emeralds a piece though, that's expensive. And a bucket of pufferfish, that's not really worth buying. Green dye is somewhat worth buying, to me anyway, but I think I'm going to actually buy some coral off this guy. Because I've had a thought that we can actually make a sea pickle farm with them. So let's get some emeralds. I think I've got a few. Yeah, I've got a few. Only 15, but that's enough for now. So let's fly back up here if we can without getting hurt. Can I? Oh, just about. And he's left his llama there with the lead, and he's just run off over here. Oi, boy. Give me your coral. Thank you. And he's just wasted all my emeralds. But I've got some coral at least, so not really too bothered. Cool. So let's put this coral back and see what these villagers are up to. Alright, so it's getting night now, and I've just put my stuff back into my storage system, and one of them's not sleeping for some reason. But another thing I forgot to do is put these beds down. So let's put one down there, and we can put the other one on the other side. I really hope you go to sleep soon, buddy. And then what we can do is basically we can cover this top as well. I'm going to use a variant of blue, which is cyan or cyan glass, but any block will do. I don't think it matters if it's a transparent block or not, in all fairness. So let's just cover this up quickly and then get to sleep and see what they do in the morning. Alright, so I've got the top in now, apart from these 2 blocks here, which I can't get to because this villager's in the way. It might be advisable to bring this up 1 block, but I don't really think it matters. We wait and see in the morning to see if that villager actually hurts himself. But I've got some potatoes here as well, so I'm just going to chuck them to him as well, so he's somewhat happy and got some food at least, and then we can go to sleep and see what happens in the morning. Hopefully we hear some hearts, or see some hearts shall I say, of these guys. But oh, it looks promising. Are we going to get anything? Maybe. Alright, it seems like we're not getting any hearts at the moment, so what if I move these beds in to the actual breeder itself? That might work. I'm not sure if the villagers are detecting the beds or not. I think that's probably the most likely thing, that they're not. So let's get rid of these potatoes and we can put the bed down there, or one of them down there, and then we can put another one down here, and then hopefully that will work. We might have to wait another day, but I'm fairly certain that's what it was. So, well, at least I didn't hurt myself, eh? I landed on a bed. Let's get up here and see what they do. So we've still got time in order for them to make a baby, but villagers are villagers, and sometimes they really like to be annoying. So we just have to wait and see at the moment. Well, if nothing else, this guy seems to be farming, so I might have to wait until the next day. But while we do that, we can at least get the drop chute ready, because if a baby villager does fall from here, they're probably going to die. So yeah, we need to get the collection system sorted for them now, basically. And it's going to be somewhat simple. I'm basically just going to have water on the bottom, or water on the bottom, and then funnel them into the middle, and then have like another water system so I can pull them in with a cart, basically. Alright guys, so we have a little baby in here. I've just been going around taking a few screenshots, and literally within the space of a couple of minutes we have this guy here. So it's working, so that's a good thing. I actually need to do some work pretty quickly though, because there's no bottom to this. So if that little fella decides to run out, I think he'd be dead if he actually dropped. I mean, he might be safe here, but that's the only safe spot he'll be. So let's get a drop shoot for them, or a safe drop shoot for them, and get rid of this rail as well. Alright, I'm just getting down this rail, and seems like we've got a horde of zombies. One seems like he's dancing, like oh, it's a shame we don't have our zoom key. Let's try this. There we go. Oh, as soon as I change it, he stops. What? Oh, man. That's the joys of recording for you. Oh, well. Let's get rid of these guys. And I still need to build the bottom of that. Alright, not just 5 minutes after I've recorded the last clip. We have this guy. Yeah, a wandering trader. But because it's night, I can't actually tell where he is. Where are you, little fella? Come on, I want to trade with you. Oh, you can't even trade with him anymore. Oh, that's why, because I'm in 1.3, but... Oh, no, you can still. Okay. Well, he still doesn't have anything decent. Stop getting in my way. Next one I see, I'm probably going to end up killing, because they're so annoying. But then... I wouldn't have got my Nautilla shells from him otherwise, so let's deal with this zombie and get back to what we would do. Oh, zombie with a sword, eh? Think you're Mr. Smart Guy? No, you're not. You're dead. See? You dead. Anyway, let's get back to building our villager breeder. Alright, so we're underneath the breeder now, and I've managed to make a makeshift drop chute for them as well, and water streams. So basically, I've covered this whole outside in blocks. This is the white concrete, and then put glass around it, and then I'm using water streams to pull the villagers into this side and then over to here down this drop chute. If I show you on this side, I've already had a villager unfortunately die because I didn't have the water on the bottom, so it died unfortunately. But we have this guy, one of the new ones, and he's even got a jungle skin. So yeah, and I hope he doesn't drown like that. That'd be funny if he does. But all I need to do now is get rid of this glass here to hold them at bay, and then once I do, yeah, I know I can't trade with you, buddy. You've got nothing to trade with. See? Even the baby ones do that. Aww. Anyway, if he goes down, he should be safe down there. Yep, he is. So, this is working now, at least. Hopefully we get a few more villagers than this. Sooner or later. I think we've already got another one up there, to be fair with you. So, let's have a little look. Fly up. And, oh yeah, I've put the beds on the top as well, and they seem to be acknowledging them. But that guy's stuck in his workbench, the composter, so I'm going to probably have to get him out there. Do I have another one on me? No, so let's try and get this one. And we've got a villager in there too, so that's probably going to be a bad idea. I know what we can do. We can put a block underneath it and then get him out, and then I'll have to put the composters up above instead, I think, hopefully. Oh yeah, so we do that, and then we need to get back up there. So this will have to do. Get rid of that and just pillar up quickly. I have to get rid of that glass as well. Okay, so now, oh right, so now you want to get it out of it. So now you want to, no, you're not coming out. Okay, so he's out there now, at least, so we don't have to bother with this. So we've pretty much got our villager breeder done. So we can get rid of that as well. So if we look down there, we've got one down there, and then we've got another one up there, which hopefully should come down here soon. So the only thing we need to do now is set up a trading hall. But let's get out of here quickly. So yeah, so we've managed to complete our villager trading system. The next episode we will be sorting out how to transport the villagers, and also we can sort out a trading hall as well for them. But unfortunately I am out of time for this episode, so thank you very much for watching. My name is Mighty High. If you like this video, then please click the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.